Hey, hey, it's Friday, the whatever date it is. Um, I'm gravelly tonight, so I'm still here to talk that yeah, right. I told you I've been holding on to a lot of stuff. Now I got some free time. It's gonna all tie into. We're gonna also, I want to drop some economic information in here as far as what's happening in the background. But my topic today is, do men hit a wall? Is because I want to know, what's the age range? When do men stop looking for relationships? Yes, there are men who, hey, Kenneth, welcome. Thank you for coming in. How's your night? I hope it's all good. So I wonder, I was having a conversation, you know, um, in the currently in the news, there's been many conversations surrounding, you know, things that really don't have merit. However, okay. I put the link in here. Hey, I thought I did. Here you go. I'm dropping the link. Come on up. Let's talk about it. So Kenneth is telling me men don't hit this proverbial wall. Okay, I definitely want to talk about it because I wonder if that is because, let's see, hey,
Hey,
Kenneth,
yes. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
I'm
Thank you
good.
for
Thank you for
supporting me these
supporting me
last
these
few
last few
days. I
days. I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it. No problem. I actually want to support you with the Cash App, but I don't see a Cash App.
It's
It's
you know what?
you know what?
I thought it
I
was
thought it
more
was more
legit
legit
to put it
to
on
put it on
my
my
PayPal,
PayPal
or
or
let me put
let
it in
me
the
put it
thing
in the
real
thing
quick.
real quick.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, so I'm
Okay,
a
so I'm
mute.
a
Tell
mute.
me
Tell me
why
why
men don't
men
hit this
don't hit this
proverbial wall.
proverbial wall. Because men, we're not born with value like women. Women are born with value. We have to create our value as we get older, right? Men hit their stride, let's say financially, in their 40s, and this is not just black men. This is all races of men. Generally speaking, hit their stride when they're in their 40s. That's when they are, I guess you could say, kind of at their peak. You still have your relative health, you have your financial stability, all the things, you have wisdom, through experience. That's, I think, when you're at your a typical man is at their prime, typical. Whereas, and I know we're talking about men, but in
Yeah.
comparison to women, women when they say women hit the wall, their wall, I guess, unfortunately, that's what they say. Like, about women are born with value. Unfortunately, a lot of times, I guess, they're perceived that value is how can I say, dwindles as they get older. That's why I don't know if you ever heard the thing where they say men age like wine and women age like milk.
But that
I don't necessarily
I
agree. I know. I'm not saying I agree with it necessarily, right? I get the point, but see, again, I mean, I'm married. I don't care how old my wife gets. She always going to have more value to me as she gets older, just because we've gone through so many things together. So, uh, I mean, I hope I kind of explain it the best way I can.
here I'm gonna say
Yeah, I'm gonna
this.
say this. Okay.
Ooh, do you have
Oh,
an
do you have an
echo?
echo?
What's that mean?
Check.
Hold on.
I just put myself on mute.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can hear you. But that's okay. All you gotta do is just turn the sound down in the background. You should be good. Um, so I appreciate your attempt at answering that question. However, I have to hit a couple points on disagreement. Like, one, when we talk about women being born with purpose in comparison to men, I think that's a disservice to men. This has nothing to do with pandering. This has to do with, because we don't teach the same social empathy to our boys as we do our girls, that that empathy turns into apathy, which is like, okay, we have a purpose as women because we can carry babies and bring them into to the world. However, we are not talking about what also our mental capacity. What have we brought to our societies? What information have we taught our societies? Not so much as a, I'm stronger than you or I'm better than you because I'm a woman or because I'm a man, but that as human beings with different functions, we both have purpose. So that's what I wonder sometimes, if men don't shortchange themselves by, because I don't know who put that in
Chocolate Earth, I
place.
gotta take this call. I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm a chime in. I'm listening. I gotta take this
go
call.
ahead. Go ahead. Thank you for letting me know. So, I don't know if you heard me. I said hi. Thank you for coming in. If you want to hit the link, you know you can. But I just wonder, why do we feel like, oh, okay, this particular thing is that men have, they don't have the ability to be as giving or caring or loving or considerate or so on and so forth as women. And isn't that just because they haven't been socially conditioned to? Because there's plenty of cold ass women out here. But when I talk about a wall, isn't there a cutoff? Is there a cutoff? We see a lot of, hey, bougie. Oh, I didn't know if he was going to make it or not. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Um, I want to know if anyone believes that men hit a wall. What is that wall? Like for us, I guess it's our prime. From what Kenneth was explaining, um, to the best of his ability, was our ability to have children. But then I don't hear anything else beyond that. So, what else are we supposed to be doing in the relationship? You don't want me to be your homie. You don't want me to be your friend. You want me to act like your mama, your daddy, your cousin. However, you do want me to hold professions within our relationship. You know, the profession of being a cook, the profession of being a child care uh, provider, a housekeeper, um, you know, manage the bills at home if that's to your liking. And so these things are necessary for survival, period. If you have children, you need childcare. If you have a home, you should keep it clean. You have to eat, so you should learn how to cook. So instead of us being put in these roles where this is a woman and this is a man, who says, same with who gives the, oh, your clock. Hey, Eyes on Nation, thank you for coming. Everybody is welcome. I've posted the link in the chat if you'd like to come up. Um, we're going to talk about a few things. I always start off with the topic that is most interesting to me. Not necessarily the most important, but just interesting. So, do men hit a wall? When is the cutoff for them as far as relationships are concerned? Shouldn't they stop? Doesn't certain parts of their body start to break down or change as they get older? Now, yeah, back in the day, a man could be 75 years old and marry a 12-year-old girl. Same country. Hey, salute, salute, salute. Thanks for coming in. Um, you know, I don't want it to be taken any other way than a lighthearted discussion in the sense of, is there a wall? When should a man, what age should he stop? If he hasn't found a family, when should he stop? I'd love to know. So either you can hit the link or you could just say it in chat, because I hear it so much about women having a wall. I want to know if men have one. And is it again just based on the ability to reproduce and nothing more? That's that wall. The wall is the inability or ability to procreate. Thanks, Bougie. Cause I've been watching it all day. Like, dang, who is mad? Why is y'all on these women tonight? Like, what is going on? Cause it's like the stuff with Sierra, and now I was reading today about Tamar Braxton. She got engaged to a lighter skinned man, and the crazy that was in her comments. Wow, just a straight disrespect. She desperate, but if that was flipped around, we know that it'd be different. But another conversation for another day. I just would like to know, does anybody have that thought process of when should a man stop? In his 50s? Some in his 70s? Should he stop being a player like Big Pun, or should he keep on popping it? Pop, 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 popcorn. I'm just playing. I'm tripping. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I got a few things that I'll pause and share. People coming in and out. Thank you for coming in. I hope you like it. The conversation will be, oh, okay, great. Yeah, yeah, bougie. That is exactly it. Right. They're talking about our looks and our ability to procreate. That's what I think. That's hitting the wall. You're starting to look bad. So now you telling me I'm ugly so that I'll be with you? It's this. It make me feel like when you in school and the boy that like you chase you and hit you, and then be like, "But you didn't know I didn't like you." No, I did not, because you were throwing things at me. Right, right, bougie. They say it's a certain age. So what would that be for men? Let's use that same metric. So then it has to be looks, your age, and whether you can make babies or not. You know, maybe you're like, if he too old, do you want to take care of him if he gets sick, or if So what is that? Oh, and if we've already had kids, bougie. So we've hit the wall once we have had kids equally. If we don't have kids, yeah, exactly. I don't have kids. Girl, I done hit the wall like 3, 4 times, I guess. I mean, my looks is bow, but I'm not really stressed about it. However, this is what's been, going on, that women are hitting the wall. But here's my theory on the wall. I do believe men have hit a wall, but I don't think it's an age thing. I don't think it's a look thing. I don't even think it's a financial thing. I think it's the inability to see that you are the problem in certain instances. That you do need to look at yourself just as hard as we need to look at ourselves, because we see the generations prior to us. I don't know why people are pretending like there's not older people living in this country who are still abusive to one another, who are still doing crazy stuff, who are still talking real snazzy to one another. And it's like, again, I'm speaking to this myth that what is marriage? Why are we still putting such a high value on it instead of the emotional tools necessary to be in just a good relationship, shit, just a good friendship? So you don't take a person for granted, so that you don't feel it necessary to lie to them. These aren't things that's just so hard to attain. But it's like, let's stay comfortable though. So yeah, when I made, I remember I was 19 the first time I said, man, I ain't having kids. This is for the birds. I like my freedom. When I've eaten, my family done ate. That's what my mom used to say. And then I was encouraged. I would get out around my nieces, I mean, not my nieces, but my cousins and my friends and my people, and they'd be like, you ain't got no kids? Stay that way, girl. Stay that way. You ain't got no man? Stay that way. It was never where they was like, woo woo, girl, go get you a man. Did nobody say that? And my grandparents were married for like a long time. They was married, a long time. They were 15 and 21 when they started. Um, but you would think that with that thought process that we in the same breath we don't appreciate what the generation before us and how they treated us. However, though, we want to emulate them. Every woman isn't meant to have children, bougie. You're not gonna make me believe that. Every cat, every cat that has kittens, each kitten, all of them ain't gonna have kids, right? All frogs don't have their babies. We learn all of this stuff. There is some kids that they're going back to where they came from, and that's okay. But to put shame on a person, male or female, because see, the reason I say that hitting the wall where men is concerned, because I feel like whether they want to share that with us or not, the pressure for them to be married, the pressure for them to have sexual conquest, the pressure for them to make a certain type of money, the pressure to look a certain type of way. Men, a man can lie and say, "No, I don't care. I'm an individual." No, sir, you're connected just like women are connected. You are socially geared just like we are. Stop it. But stop playing with me. We are learning that mentally we can work together. Now, physically, we get into this and that, but I'm not getting into that tonight. I'm strictly speaking, having real conversations, having the ability to understand why we feel the way that we do, and being able to tell the truth. Y'all hit a wall too. And who created what these standards are that you feel so pressured? I was Another reason I bring this up, and if you notice, I kind of got a theme popping off. I'm gonna keep playing around with it. But statistically, you have more men unaliving themselves than you have women. That's not a cool statistic. I really, it really hurt me as a human being, as a spirit. Let me say that. It just hurt my spirit because it's like, for a person to decide that they would rather shut you know stop coming to the show completely rather than just maybe going to another movie, or maybe not going for a minute to regroup. um that's not what happens. But then when you stop and pull the layer back, it's the fact that these pressures, these what a man has to do, has dictated this masculinity that now us as women, some of the men in our group or age group or what we like or don't like, or however, there's still this issue spiritually and mentally that I shouldn't say it separated. It all comes from the same place. So mentally, we're not meshing. You know, we're not connecting. So yeah, I kind of want to play around with this theory. The theory for me is, again, the pressure that you are put under. Oh, welcome back. Let me add this right. Hey,
Hey, Chalk.
awesome,
Sorry,
and
that
you
was
don't have an
very rude of
echo.
me.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was very rude of me. No, no, no. You were actually speaking to me. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that I hate doing that. I hate when I see people. They can run off what they want to say for a good 2, 3, 4, 10 minutes, and the minute somebody else start talking, oh, okay, I gotta go. I'll call you back. Like now, I don't like that. That aggravates me to
You
no end.
know
So I'm
what?
sorry. Go ahead and tell me what you were telling me.
I my
Do I
fear.
need to reset? Do I need to reset what I said, or do you remember?
No, I remember exactly
Okay.
what you said.
All right.
When we were talking about whether or not men hit a wall, and so before you had the call, I was going to just tell you, and because I've said it, in
Mhm.
one way, I'm gonna make it brief. With my
Okay.
response to that, is that I disagree. I think, hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Um, when we have the conversation of what the value is of a man of, we can even strip it back, a man of color, then we have to also examine the masculine in the sense of what in our society is gearing why this is the behavior. And so the wall I think a lot of men are hitting is the wall of having to do this mental work, do this empathy work that they've never been made to do, to have to do. We are socially geared as women, because all women ain't mamas, all women ain't good wives, all women ain't none of every woman don't fit into all of those boxes, and we know that, right? Same
Right.
with the men. So it's like, let's give each other a break. And when I talk about tonight, I'm talking about, as if I give you, okay, you can be the leader. This is what you want. You're telling me that I should admire you for your leading. Okay, well, I want to understand why you can't lead yourself to being a better person emotionally. And I think that's the wall that men hit. I think that's the wall men have hit now. Is that
You, yeah.
there's a lot of emotional work that needs to be done.
You know what? That I agree. you know what? You know what? Wow. That's I never looked at. I mean, this wall conversation has come up for me a million times in my life, and I've never seen it uh, thrown back at a man like this. Wow, that is true. I do think at some point there's so many things maybe inherently in us. I think maybe that wall is more talking about from a physical standpoint and from a point of value.
Yeah.
But really, I do also feel that. I do think that as in particular black men, as far as what's expected of us, and as far as even like our behaviors and the way we see life and the way we see things, sometimes I do feel like maybe we don't evolve enough, and then we get to a point. And I think the reason why I'm saying this is because you get to a stage in your life where you just can't change anymore. I mean, you can change, but it's a lot harder. Let me say that you can change, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot harder.
Gotcha.
And I've always felt that if you're not prepped, like you talked about the leader thing, and I've always maintained as a black man myself. I was raised by my father. My father
Right.
had his grandfather, right?
Right. Right.
So in that aspect, I mean, I had a woman last night ask me, do I think on a panel, do I think I'm a good man? No, right? I don't think I'm a good man, right? And this is kind of to your leader thing, just so you know. There's no such thing as a good man, right? I'm striving every day to be the best man I can be for my wife. Um, and that entails leadership. And I would not be able to lead my wife. My wife has to be comfortable with the decisions I make, right? So, knowing that, I don't make decisions for me, I make decisions for my family. So, but I was taught that. And all too often, I think our men aren't taught that. And then maybe just through the rigors of life, much like, maybe you could say sometimes women do, I get, again, please don't beat me up for this. This is just, how the perception, the rigors of life at some point catch up to a woman, right? Physically, childbirth, work and, cooking and the stress and everything, and I think the way you worded it is even men, we can hit a proverbial wall. Physically too, we all hit it physically get old, but I think I'm more just talking about as far as value,
Right.
so
Right. That's
yeah,
what we
I'm sorry.
are. No, you're good. Thank
Yeah.
you, Kenneth. I want to welcome Anthony. Welcome, welcome. I
How
What's
you
up,
look
doing?
bro?
forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear what how do you think about, or what do you think about that proverbial wall?
Well, I kind of different from what Kenneth was saying, and which in that sense of hitting the wall. Okay, because that's a very vague. That's very vague. What does that mean to some men? Some men hit the wall. Some men don't never see themselves hitting the wall. So some men, they see themselves vibrant on up into to their old men. I mean, there are men in their 80s still trying to get married again because he don't believe he has hit that wall
That
mentally
yeah.
or
Well, see,
physically.
that's what I'm saying. In exactly what you're saying.
Right. Um.
If a person individually, yes, that
Mhm.
I completely agree with you. What
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand is when we're, and I'll make it even more specific so we kind of have an idea where what I mean by this. What
Mhm.
I'm talking about is when we have these conversations on these social spaces and we use the terminology hitting the wall, it is mainly prefaced at women speaking to either looks, age, the ability to have children seem to be the top three. So I'm
Mhm.
wondering now, some of these things are physical, right?
Mhm.
These are things that truly can I change, because if the genetics are what they are, I may not be able to have kids. I may
Mhm.
not look the particular beauty standard.
Mhm.
Um, I may not be, wife material, so to speak. And these are all things that play a mental and physical role. So where men are concerned, my question lies with, when do you guys go, okay, enough? Is
Well,
that, is that when you settle down? Is it based on
no.
your
Well,
ability to have children? That's why I'm trying to understand that. So yeah, go ahead.
when a man say quote settle, I mean hit the wall or settle, that means he's done. That means he doesn't want to get married. And so, see, because that's what I'm saying. There's different ways of interpreting that term, hitting a wall or settling. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think in general, men they settle anyway. I mean, think about it. Most men settle anyway. And when I say that to men, some men get offended. And I always tell men, I said, the woman that you marry is not the woman that you dreamed about. He goes, what?
Hold on,
Wow,
Anthony.
wow, Anthony, are you serious?
Hold on,
Hold
Anthony.
on, hold on, hold on,
No,
hold
no, no,
on.
no, no. Wait. Before you say anything, I'm not. I am just. I'm gonna tell you this. I want to give you a high five for the honesty
Yeah, and,
and the
let me
fact
tell
that
you why I
there
say
is
that.
a physical piece
Yeah,
that lies to this. This is what I'm saying. Okay, go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
no. What
Run
I'm
it down,
saying,
sir.
when men settle, and the term settle is not a bad thing. See, we got so used to these European eyes thinking that we think by settling is wrong. No, he settled with a woman that he can get along with, that he can master, etc. Most guys would tell you they like a fine woman, period. But then they would say, hey man, but she might not be the best thing for me in the long run. So what happens is that you see guys, the guys I went to high school with that are married, I see their wives, I go, oh wow, she's average. But he's happy with her. That's his wife. He loves her. She's beautiful to him because there's a point in his life where he says, I can't deal with this, with the fine one. I'm going to deal with someone that I can deal with. You see? So I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with the word settle. See, we got that all backwards. We think when we say settle, that's a negative. No, that's a positive. That's a positive for men who can settle down with a woman
Anthony,
that he can master and be with.
I apologize. I want to kind of go back to, if you don't mind, can we
But-
dissect this? Because I think this is a really true thing that isn't talked about.
Mhm.
The women.
Hold
that-
on. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Chocolate.
go
Can I
ahead.
just say
No,
something?
yes,
'Cause
that's right. Kid. If
Anthony-
you wasn't going to say, I'm sorry.
Anthony,
Go
just
ahead.
real quick, I understand something. Anthony is my internet brother, so, so Anthony has talked to my wife. So if my wife's not home right now, but boy, she would have heard you say that, brother. She she would have blew her top, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, you guys. I'm just teasing, bro. Go ahead.
Right. And because we've been programmed a certain way to think that the word settling means something bad. No.
Well, Anthony, I want to say this. I think settling is subjective, so we can put that to the side. I want to really focus on what you said initially, which was this: men settle anyway. Okay, so when we look at it that way, what you're saying to me, and I'm saying it back to you so that I understand that men marry the women that are, because you said it the way you said average, that's another piece. I'm gonna hold that over on the side, but right now I just want to focus. If she's fine, there's a problem. If she's not, if she's average, or she ain't the prettiest bulb in the tree, that they're likely to have a better marriage. Is that my understanding?
Yes, because there's a saying, there's an old saying, there's an old wise saying. That's what beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Right. So
And
if that's the case, then why would you feel that men settle anyway if you also believe that eye is in the beholder? Because what you said was, when you see your friends, they're not with the women who are fine, quote unquote. They're with the women they could catch, or they ended up having kids with, or settling to what, just to paraphrase what you said.
Right. So, but I'm saying, but listen to what I said. To them, what I said was this. I said, to them, that woman that he has, she's beautiful to him.
Yeah, I heard you say that, and that's great. But what I'm talking about, but hold on, let's go back, Anthony. That's fine. I'm not disagreeing with that. Another thing we can put on the table. What I'm trying to understand is the idea that men don't believe that they hit a proverbial wall, but yet and still your opinion of it is that men settle anyway. They don't get with the women that's in their heads. They get with the women they can get with. Well, isn't that the natural way of things?
Well, it should be, but I'm saying, but we've been
you, and hold on real quick, Anthony. Let me ask you, this is a two-part question. They tie together, I promise.
Okay.
So do you believe that because our beauty standards, they also have affected men's perspectives as to what a woman you settling for, and a woman you fiery hot loving for, that our society has made those women two separate entities instead of promoting the fact that you can be both?
Right. And that's the whole point. A woman can be average to me, but to the man she's with, that man see her as fire.
No. But we're not talking about what each individual. Let's not pretend as though we don't have a generalization and a push for how certain types look Like, for instance, if I was to say two women to you, Anthony,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to be honest.
No,
If I say,
I'm being honest with you.
no,
As
I
much,
know you are. I know.
yeah.
I'm talking about this particular thing.
Okay.
So if I show you a picture of Halle Berry
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then another picture of Oprah Winfrey,
Mm-hmm.
is
Okay.
who are you settling for? Now you don't know anything about them, just looks alone. Who you marrying?
I will probably end up more likely with Oprah
Why?
because I can probably get along with her a lot better.
Okay, I'm not laughing at you, but I think the point, you got this song going in my head that my grandfather used to play,
Mm-hmm.
that this isn't a new concept, right? They've made whole songs about how attractive women seem to cause more problems. But I know that that's not true.
No, I did say that was always the case.
No. I
What?
know you didn't. Listen to
Right.
me,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not, you didn't say that. What
Right.
we're
Right.
talking about is the fact that you can see right there now, there is a accidental division that men have put in between women, that now we know that who you want and who you marry in your heads are two different people.
That's true.
It's just like when I hear men say the things that they can do with their wives, that they don't want to do with their wives, but they'd rather do it with a mistress or a side chick. And I
Mm-hmm.
find that dichotomy interesting, how you can compartmentalize and go, well, my
Mm-hmm.
wife can't be sexy because she's having babies and cooking and cleaning, and
Mm-hmm.
she's in the house all day, every day, looking the same. But I don't want her wearing sweatpants and no makeup or looking
Right.
like a bum
Um,
all day, too.
I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
y'all. I gotta hop off again. I'll
No,
be back in a
go
little
ahead,
bit.
Kenneth. Just hop off, honey. You can put it in the back chat. Don't apologize. Um, so I wonder sometimes if men don't do themselves a disservice by not analyzing the fact that, why is it that we have such a loud minority who has overtaken what the majority does? Oh wow, your wife look like this? Because I would assume, Anthony, that you know other men, and if a man, your boy or somebody you know, comes in the room with a model or what's considered a model, you
Mm-hmm.
got questions for him, right?
What you mean, like questions, like how, like
How
what?
did he get with her?
Yeah, well, what? Yeah, I
Because
mean,
are these men above average that are settled with women you feel
no,
were?
no, and sometimes, and this is the point. Sometimes these men are above average, but again, they done dated the fine babe, and they saying, you know what, she's not marriage material. Period. And that's what they find out.
Because of her looks.
No, not because of looks. It's
No,
more
no,
because of
I'm not arguing with the point. I'm saying we're strictly speaking to looks.
okay.
Because
If you talking
again,
about look, well, see,
right,
again, the looks thing,
it
I couldn't answer
matters.
that straight with you because
But it matters, Anthony. We
no,
know
no,
it
no. But what I'm
does.
saying, I couldn't answer that straight with you because a beauty is still in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, Anthony, stop.
No.
Listen.
Seriously,
No, and the
I
only
couldn't.
I know, and you're right. But
Yeah.
let me ride on this side of the street. Can we stay over
Okay.
here? Let's deal with the fact that we still have beauty standards, even for women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We see women who are what we consider, oh, okay. Back in the
Mm-hmm.
day, not even a few generations ago, grandma wasn't on Instagram looking better than some of the 20-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Even though we knew under that frock, grandma had a body like a shit brick house. However, because of what was expected of women in during that time, is that that's all for your husband. You are supposed
Mm-hmm.
to look a certain way. You are supposed to be modest. This is how you catch a husband. Those particular things are still in play here now. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you're looking for a particular type of woman, because I want to keep it light because it does have a lighter side to it. We already know what the effects are of when you don't feel attractive, whether you're a man or a woman. Because I know just as women are insecure, so are men.
Mm-hmm.
You look in the
Yeah.
mirror and go, well, I don't look like Denzel, so I'm not gonna get as much ooh wee as I'm over here looking like a turtle. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm only gonna get, even though I'd love to have a model, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the self-esteem or confidence to present myself to her in another way instead of it being all about my
Well,
looks.
what you gotta understand.
That's the wall I think men have hit.
Okay, no, but I'm saying what you gotta understand too that most men in cases are average.
But what is average when we also want to say and use this hallmark quote that beauty is an eye of the beholder, which, and I'm just being completely honest with you, I've always believed that was some bullshit.
No,
Because
no,
I've
it's not.
been
Because
out.
let me
Well,
tell you
hold
why.
on. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what we're
Uh,
doing is we're debating perspective. Your perspective is from a man and you dating women. I'm talking from a perspective from a woman who has been chased and dated men. Because again, that's another piece of it. We're supposed to wait to be chosen instead of choosing ourselves. So if a man is settling, then that's his fault, right?
No, no,
Because
no, no.
if he
Again,
is
I think you're
settling,
missing
if
it. You're
I'm
missing my
sorry,
point. I think you're
okay,
missing my.
I go ahead. I
You're missing my
apologize.
point.
What am I missing?
Like I said, men will tell you if they're honest. They would say the woman I married is not the same one in my brain. They would tell you that if they're honest. They would say
What
no.
if I told you that there's nothing wrong with that though?
No, no, but no, but what I'm saying.
No,
So
for anybody. I don't care if you
right.
end up falling in love with whoever you fall in love with. Of
Mhm,
course we have fantasies. All of us
mhm.
do.
Right.
Of
So I'm
course we
saying that.
find men and women all together. A lot of us will generalize and go, okay, if I name off these particular people, these are examples of men and women who we say are at the highest peak or in the above average area of attractiveness, right?
No, because what I'm saying again, men in general tend to do what? And listen to me. I am a man. Okay, we tend to marry in terms of compatibility, not always the looks.
Okay,
So
well, well then, Anthony, okay, I'll ride with you on that. If that is the case, what could you give me with the friends that you know that have been
Mhm,
married? What would be a top 5 of the things that men look for when they get married? More than now, once we pass the looks, so we don't table that. So
mhm.
then how do you figure out she's wife material?
The fact that again is one of the two most important things is this. I think once they get past the so-called we say as looks and all that, they're looking for a woman that can give him his mind, give her his mind, and he's looking for compatibility.
Can
That's
you
what he's looking
explain
for.
can you explain that in more detail about what does that mean? Give him my mind. What does
Give him
that
my
mean? Mm-hmm.
mind. Meaning that in conversations and dialogue, speaking to him, talking to him, dealing with him, understanding him, that's what he's looking at. He said, "Oh, she understands me when I do that. She understands this part when I do this. She knows when I do this. She knows what that means. She knows this and this and this." For example, there's a young lady at work where I work at. One day, me and her got into a conversation about colorism. Now she's a real light skinned sister. You know what I'm saying? She has the hair and all this stuff like that. And she said that black women have told her in the past that she was not black. It offended her, but in that conversation alone, she made me be a little attractive to her. And I'm not generally one who preferences light skinned women. I preferences dark skinned women
Wait a
in
minute.
most
So
cases.
hold on, Anthony. I'm gonna jump in real quick. So you were more attracted to her because black women told her she wasn't
No,
black.
I was more attracted to her that she was able to have a conversation.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
See, she was able to have, I said, wow, because I don't get conversations like that all the time, period.
So what kind of conversation are you getting right now?
No, I'm saying this is I'm not talking about you. Of course, with you, I'm getting a conversation with you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this out
No, I
besides.
was asking a question. So
Yeah,
you gave me the answer. It's okay. I was
yeah.
really asking. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that made me say, wow, but this young sister, she married, she got married about a month ago. She got married and all this stuff like that. So
Oh, good.
yeah,
Congratulations for her.
relation, yeah. So the second thing is that once the mind thing, he understands her mind, that she can give him something mentally. He
What
understands her.
exactly? What is it that a man would want mentally from a woman
I just told
when
you.
you say that?
I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. Here's the thing: men are not hard to get along with. We're very simple. We're
Is that
simple.
what all men believe? Is that they're simple?
We're pretty much simple because we got no choice to be. That's our nature.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
our nature is to be simple.
Anthony, I'm with you. Hold on real quick. Let's go with this one. So you just said that's in your nature. I love this conversation. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's in your nature to be simple, then why is it so hard for y'all to understand women?
Now, okay, that's a good question. Now, we're simple, but as the rule of nature is that you would never.
Well, there's different natures though. There's
Right.
different
But I'm
natures
saying,
for you as a man, and there's different natures for us as women. Like, say, for
right,
instance, to give it a specific, women have a time of the month that
right.
they're a lot more emotional. We're just speaking emotions. They're a lot more emotional and sensitive, or maybe a lot more aggressive, depending on the woman. But these two things are common, right? These are the most common.
Right. No,
If
but
men are simple, then
right,
why is it hard for them to understand, hey, look, I'm going through this because it's biological. I can't do anything about it. Some women have it rough, some women don't. However, we're arguing every month around the same conversation because you taking what I'm saying crazy because you haven't come to the conclusion that, okay, let me just let her be, instead of it being about, let me get my point across. Is she listening to me? Because all we don't all work the same, right? But
right.
we
No, right,
are,
right. But I'm
but
saying,
I am to be empathetic to your needs, your mind, your
mhm,
peace, what understand your quirks, understand what you like to eat, how you like your house, how you like to be intimate. I
mhm.
need to put these things on my list. I'm just wondering, are men aren't putting these things on their list as well for the women they're
No.
choosing?
See, it's again for a man. It's for us. We look at it as saying it shouldn't have to be this complicated. That's how we look at it. So my point is again,
But aren't humans complicated though?
no. I think we're so wrapped up in what in these Eurocentric eyes thinking.
But this is where we live though,
Right.
Anthony.
I understand that, but let me get to my other point where I was trying to get to when
Yes,
you
sir. Go ahead.
yeah when you asked me about why you understand women. The beauty of this is that as men, most men will tell you if they're honest, you would never understand a woman.
Anthony, can you
No,
stop
no, no,
saying if they're honest?
no,
Because you
no,
know what that
no.
sounds like, that
Hold on.
majority of men ain't honest. Is that what you're saying?
No, no. Listen, to what I'm saying. It's not
Because you keep saying if they honest.
no. Listen, to what I'm saying. When
Mhm.
I'm saying that for a reason, that we're honest. But I'm saying you would never understand a woman, and that's the beauty of it. And the beauty is, sometimes for us, is to sit down. Now, here's the problem with men. Some cases, in general, patience. We lack patience. Women can be patient. Men lack patience. He wants to did it now. He want to get it done. He want to get over with. He don't want to deal with it. You know, I used to sell men's clothes, men's apparel and clothes. The women, when they came with their husband inside the store, they were patient. The husband, okay, I get that. I get this. I get that. I get that. I'm done. That's how he is. That's how men can be. Okay, but the women were patient. Sometimes they were slow out choosing things, and they about color and all that. You know what I'm saying? The men were just like, really? I want to get this over with. Because we're impatient. But what I'm saying, that's the beauty of it, is for us to go in and mentally go inside with each other and figure it out. That's the beauty of it. But we take it as a negative.
I'm not taking it as a negative. I'm just trying
No,
to
no, no. I'm saying not
understand.
you. I'm saying,
No,
I mean,
but understand, Anthony.
mm,
We're talking to each other, so I'm
right.
going to from time to time put myself in the conversation because I'm
Mm,
still a woman. I'm a single woman. I don't have children. I am not married. I've been engaged, but I've never been married, and nor do I have the desire to be.
same here. Same
So
here.
I fit.
I'm not married. I don't have children. I'm 55 years old.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So do you think it's because again you were not able to marry who you have in your mind? Is that why you think you're still single?
No, I think now that I'm old, I'm able to admit now that I might have screwed up some things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, I can say that I passed up some situations
So
that
you met some good women that you didn't do right by, and they
no,
could have
not do
been.
right by. I didn't hook up with them like I was supposed to.
That's what I mean. Do right by.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
from the
no,
South.
but
It's called doing right. If you did
it
right,
wasn't
the equal would be you and that person be together. Blah
right.
blah
No,
blah.
but it wasn't a negative. I
It
left.
doesn't always have to be a
Okay,
negative.
but listen to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm, I hear you.
I left where I was living. I left and moved to California. So when
Okay.
I moved to California, I left uh, certain situations that was probably good for me, which I didn't realize as a youngster.
So you mean as more of a geography, not
Yeah,
necessarily a
I
person.
left, and I try to stay in contact with this particular person, but
Oh, okay,
it,
okay.
it didn't work out that way.
Well,
And now that I look
there's
back,
enough people. There's
yeah,
plenty of people
yeah, and
in
now
the
that I
world.
look back at it, I
Hmm.
look back at it and saying, "Damn, hey, maybe I screwed that up from leaving and going to California and to live in California and coming back." So because that's why the friends I went to high school with, most of them dudes are married. Most
Well,
of them dudes
yeah,
are
right. Well, that's because you come from a generation. You are an older Gen Xer, which is like a step away from our last generation, which was our parents and grandparents who believed in the sanctity of marriage, who
married.
believed in you get with somebody forever, good or bad. He cheat, you lying, money missing, the kids is
Yeah,
crazy. You stay together, right?
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, which I find interesting that we utilize that time frame and go, well, that was a better time of communication with each other, when that's when divorce rates started.
Mm-hmm.
That's when women got into, and men too, got into going to Las Vegas to get quick divorces. That
Yeah.
time between the 1930s and 60s, people was divorced, they just weren't saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, now let's look at it from this perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We really have just changed mediums as far as how we and when we talk to each other, but the majority of it is still the same. We still have beauty standards. We still give certain treatment to certain types of women, certain types of men. I hear men complain that all women want a man that is, now this is what I find interesting, 6 feet, 3 6s, right? Six
Mm-hmm.
feet, six figures, and more than 6 inches. Okay. So as I'm listening to this, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, we holler about individualism, like what you were saying earlier, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We know that this is true. However, there is a loud enough minority that has given us a picture of what beauty looks like, one
Mm-hmm.
person being more attractive to the other. So, and then if we break it down one more step to men wanting relationships, because this is all I hear, right? In the news and on social media. Well, let's just say any medium that discuss men's issues, they're talking about the unalive rate. We're talking about loneliness. We're talking about not being in strong and productive friendships between men. And this isn't color specific. So that's why I'm like,
Right.
what wall is it? The peripheral, like you have all of these lists for the women in your lives. However, when we want to talk about the list on the men's side, it gets to be a lot more touchy because there's areas I think that men have not been pushed to touch. So now you have to, because the women who want to get married, if I'm able to work, then the money situation is cool. So if something happened to you, I got you, and if something happened to me, I'm hoping you got me. But if not, I
Mhm.
got savings. We can
Mhm.
buy our homes equally. You can go buy a home, I can go buy a home. These what we consider the particulars of living. Once those are taken care of, what's left? You and I, mental to mental. And what
Mhm.
I hear is that men are bucking against not wanting to tap into that mental. You guys aren't as simple as you say.
No,
You have
no,
a lot
no.
of things that you want and desire, but I just don't think that you give yourselves the room to actually deal with
Well,
that.
you got to remember too, but particularly with black men, um, because of because of our circumstances and cases, that some of us have a very um distorted view of what manhood is. Okay, so
Right.
that's what we,
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
okay. And then a lot of us are trying to raise ourselves and trying to find manhood without, I mean, out in the streets, from our friends,
Hmm.
from examples of other men that are older. They're trying to
Hmm.
find that man, a good example of what manhood is.
Well,
So,
see, that's what I think, that there it is where it's a disservice, because I don't think men can define or put into specific spaces what exactly is manhood. Now, that
well, no,
definition is very simple because it is used to go, well, I'm a provider, a protector, and I don't know, and
well,
procreator. Like
well,
that, like
this the
that's
thing.
what the
This
boxes
what a
that,
man. This what
yeah.
an old man. This what a brother once told me. Brother Askiel once told me this. And when I lived in California, he said to me, he said, "Brother Yeshua," he said, "as a man, he said, you are supposed to do this." He said, "You owe her food, the clothing, and shelter." And when he broke down, and it's deeper than this with those three things in there, because he goes into why he said that. And one thing he said when he talked about shelter, he said shelter is you put her in an environment where she can be safe. Okay, when I say shelter, people get thrown off like that. Are you just talking about a house? No, a woman can live in a house and live in a bad area where she's not safe.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So he said that shelter is a big thing. See, he said, when I was married, I made sure that my wife was in a safe neighborhood.
Well, I,
Period.
but in all due respect, Anthony, that's fine.
Mhm.
Our issue, though, or the things that I feel, and this is again my perspective from based on what's
Mhm.
out here, is that that's fine, because I know what that also means as well. I am, or have been, the majority of my adult life, a provider for other people. Meaning, I took care of my mother. I made sure there was a home for her and my sister and my brother, so on and so forth. So, being a provider isn't gender specific, or taking care of people isn't gender specific. Not when circumstances, to what you said, can make different paths for people.
Right,
But
but
when we
hold on
talk
one second
about,
though.
yes,
What you
sir.
gotta remember, we're dealing with black men. We're the only men in Western society where they tell us as men that we gotta pour ourselves up by the bootstraps without
Okay,
no help.
so I like that you brought that up. I
So,
really like that you brought that
and,
up.
and, and this is why I say that, because
So
most
can
of,
we,
go ahead.
to what you're saying, can we and shouldn't we change that? Because now we know that that's not true. We have proof that that's not true, that you need more than the boots, you need more the straps, you need a community to build strong people to continue to keep that going. So
Right,
wouldn't
but
it be necessary for black men to take other black men and go, okay, listen, we understand what providing looks like. We understand what, making a living looks like. We know what entrepreneurism looks like, but that's not enough. The word I love you, not enough. Good
no,
sex, not enough. We
no.
need to be able to mentally have a conversation to understand one another so that whatever is thrown our
Right. See,
way,
and here's the
that we're
problem.
able to work together.
Right. Here's the issue with what you're saying. Now, I think what you should do is next time is have a woman panel where women are talking about, because
Right.
here's the problem. Because see,
I don't date women. And
no, no,
hold
no,
on,
no.
sir.
Okay, but no, I'm
Just give
saying
me
this
a
for a
second.
reason. Okay,
Hold
no,
on.
hold on.
Let me
I'm saying this for a
explain.
reason. No, but
I know
what?
why
No,
you're
no, no.
saying it,
Listen
sir.
to what I'm saying. Let me explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the issues is that, particularly when it comes to black women, and I said it the other day, I thought about this real hard because I'm dealing with a situation at work where it's a black woman, and she's trying to delegate to me what manhood is, or try to delegate me or what a man is to her. I'm like, no, sis, that's not how it
But
works.
Anthony,
Hold on, let me finish it. See, you're not letting me finish. I'm a man anyway, regardless of whether you like me or not. But that's not even the issue. But
so why
when you,
so why are we talking about whether about manhood? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mental to mental. You have a brain, I have a brain.
that's what I'm
These are
saying, and
things
that's what
that
I'm
are
getting at.
of
Mentally,
equal.
mentally, mentally, some women, they try to delegate on who's a man and who's not. That's the
But
problem.
that's not what I'm saying though.
But I'm saying
I'm
that's
I'm
part of
talking about on a solutionary side of it, not
right.
to
I'm
point
saying that
fingers.
that's on a solutionary side down the line, because in most cases, and as a woman, you know this. Most women are not going to talk to guys who she feels what is not manly to her.
That's not true. You're making a
Okay.
big assumption when you just said to me earlier that if you believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder and it's based on the individual, then you can't turn around and generalize and say a woman only wants a man in this definition of masculinity, because men can't even define masculinity because it has changed many times and evolved over the centuries in this
Okay,
country
okay,
alone.
so no, but I'm saying, but no, but again, what I'm saying again is
Yes.
this. What I'm saying again, men can define masculine, what it is. They have an idea of what it is. Okay, but but we talking about black men. I said distorted view of manhood.
Well,
Okay,
no, what you
a
said
distort.
was I needed to have women, that what I needed to do for next time was have women on for what?
No, no, no. I'm saying
I
because
don't
no,
date
because
women. I
right,
date men. So
right,
I'm
right.
trying to understand why
Okay.
men don't help other men become emotionally aware.
No, they do. That's the problem. See, and
So
that's
what
what you
so
see.
why so much angry? So why much still so much anger and vitriol in 2023? So why are we
because
still having these problems?
men have what? In most cases, have what? Been given the wrong information. You gotta remember, a lot of these dudes was brought up by what? Single parents.
What's that? What does that have to? I'm sorry. What does single parents have to do
Okay, listen,
with
listen
that
what I'm
part?
saying. Okay, listen what I'm saying. Because a portion of black males was brought up with single parenting. Most of them were women. Okay, my mother, who I love dearly, rest in peace, Betty. you know, my mother once told me this as a young man. She says, "Don't ever get it twisted. The woman always do the choosing." She said, "Men
No,
get it twisted." Hold on, and it's the reason why she told me this. She said, "Men get it twisted by thinking that uh, you throwing some game down and you got game, and that's why I don't prescribe to none of that so-called manly masculine type of thinking, because it's all bullshit."
but hold on. I have to go back to what you're mother said, and no disrespect to her,
Mhm.
but my problem with that statement is it's untrue in the sense
Mm.
of women always doing the choosing, because that's not the case. Because if that was the case, then a lot of the women who want to be married, a lot of the women who, certain men don't find attractive or find desirable sexually would be married, because they would be able to choose whomever they want. And we know that's not true, though, because again, it goes back to, if you believe that individually beauty is in the eye of the beholder, then individually what that person chooses to do as far as relationships are concerned, that's
Mhm.
fine and dandy. Well, we can't pretend that there isn't indoctrination of what a man is, what a woman is, these definitions, what a man's role, what a woman's role. It's just like, if I'm a CEO of a company and I
Mhm.
create what the manager's role is, the assistant manager, the temporary night manager, they all have different roles, but the whole goal is to make sure that make sure the company is running smoothly, right? So that would be the same within a relationship dynamic with just two people. There has to be conversations about these roles that are expected.
Right, but I'm saying still, I get your point about the women doing the choosing. I mean, I still disagree with you. I still got to ride with mommy with that one
That's
because
fine. You have
and,
every right to.
and the only reason why I say that because I believe and this when you get into character and stuff like that. Um,
No,
um,
but we don't even have to. And I'll tell you why, Anthony.
oh,
We don't have to, because I'm not afraid to generalize,
okay,
because there is a group of people who are a large majority that continues to run our society the same particular way. Now,
mhm,
yes, you have people who go against it or choose to do a different way,
mhm,
so on and so forth. And sometimes that change within the minority group
mhm,
turns into what now the majority does. So we
mhm,
can't pretend as though men have not been taught to believe that a woman that looks like this is better looking than a woman that looks like that. That if women that were plus size from the time things started to now were revered as still the same as a woman who's skinny, we wouldn't have those issues. You would just see
well,
them. But hold on, the reason I say that is because, again, it's conditioning, it's not nature. Because we'll tell a person, oh, that person too good for you, or you're not good enough for that person. And who are we to sit up and say that you and that person can't get together because it's based off what y'all look like? And you know that we do it. We do it all day.
yeah,
They were
yeah,
just
but
talking
but
about Sierra and her husband. Oh God, what's that man's name? Shit, I can't think of it.
Russell Wilson,
Russell Wilson. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This
yeah,
man is successful in his own right, but it's all of a sudden Sierra, who came out during the same around the time Rihanna came out, and
mhm,
all Beyonce and all of those celebrities,
mhm,
that she is being treated like some common thought, like she didn't have any talent of her own or money on her own before she even met Russell Wilson. Now
mhm,
she may have gotten with, um, and see, because all this plays out in right in front of our eyes,
mhm.
we can judge on it, which we do. All of us
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
It all
but
depends on the degree and the level, but we do. What
well,
our consensus has been for this young lady is, like, she doesn't deserve happiness with this man. He has to be a simp because she's attractive and she's good to her husband.
well, again, like I said before, that's why I always go to character. That's why I, I think that I still believe what mommy said about doing the choosing. Okay, and that's why I say that Russell Wilson's character, um, his football abilities may help make him who he is. Okay, let's deal with that
Well,
reality too.
they made him be who he is comfortably as far as financially and physically,
Financially
but
and his
who he
personality.
was, but who
And
he
his personality.
was
But in his person
before.
and his
Hold on. Now,
personality.
you just said to me earlier, Anthony, that the reason why black men have issues with the way that they are is because of circumstances,
I
being
said
raised, by single parents.
No, right. But
So,
I'm saying in the case of Russell Simmons,
well,
he was raised by both
hold
parents.
on. You are making an assumption that
No,
because he had both his parents, that he was engaged to a woman and he left her. He broke up that relationship. He didn't want that young, the paler versions of women. He broke up with her and he moved on, and then of course he met Sierra. Now I don't know their personal business. What I'm using is this: the picture that is set up in our communities, and when we talk about these people in these spaces, that it's like how you mentioned Russell Williams' character. You haven't once mentioned character as far as where women are connected.
well, no,
And this is where, but hold
because
on, Anthony. The reason I say that is because when I asked you about what would be the top 5 things men are looking for, I don't even think you honestly can tell me as a consensus or just a drop in a bucket that men really know the 5 things or can count up to 5 things.
yeah, no, that's not
That
true. That's not
wait,
true.
hold on. Now, that's not what you wait a minute now. When I said it, I'm gonna ride with the statistics, just like you wrote with your mom. I'm gonna ride with the statistics and the fact that men, yes, are more attracted to what we consider attractive people, so on and so forth. So are women.
Okay, right. No, but
So you have that dichotomy that we know it's both, but yet we'll continue to play this game like it's only women who are looking at the looks when we know men want a certain type of woman.
right. No, again, like I said before, now you have to let me talk. Okay.
Sir,
only,
we're having a conversation. It's
right.
not
So
a debate. So I don't
right,
want you to take me
okay. So
cutting
my point.
in or asking a question as some kind of disrespect. I know other panels do that. I don't do that here. So even if you have a question for me, by all
Okay.
means,
So
go
my
ahead.
point is this: the only reason why look, you were saying something about the 5 points of what a man. I guess what you're saying. I'm trying to remember what you're saying.
Here, I'll put it this way, Anthony. What do y'all want? Because you
Okay,
talk about, hold on,
and I told
let
you,
me give you,
I
because I
gave you
want it to be
3 things.
specific and I'll let you have it.
Okay,
The
I gave
thing,
you 3
what I'm
things
looking
before.
for is this answer.
Okay,
When men talk about in this space, we're going to
okay,
strictly stick to the YouTube space. When men talk about the things that they want in a mate, the difference between the pretty, the too attractive woman that may give you some troubles, or the woman that is the average or plainer looking woman, and these particular things you're looking for, you're going to have a better outcome with
yeah.
the other woman because you're looking for what particular things. Because when I said character, it's not a shot at you. I'm trying to understand why I don't hear, well, the fact that she'll listen to my problems, or the fact
I
that she
gave you
doesn't.
that.
Hold on,
And you
no,
just,
wait a minute,
I gave it to you.
You
I
didn't
gave
give
that to
me
you, and
humor. Is
no.
humor not important? Is
Okay,
the fact that she's,
I gave that to you.
a hugger, or is she
Yeah.
affectionate? Women can give you that.
Okay.
If I ask a woman in the chat to go give me 5 things that the majority of women look for, I can give that to you. I'm trying to understand, what do men even look at once we got past the looks? Once you've made the decision, the hottie too much, so you settling for the nice lady over here. Besides either woman, what exactly are you looking for as just a general consensus?
No, and I told you, and you disconnect, and you just totally disregarded.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I
I
didn't.
gave it to you.
I disregarded it, but I
Chocolate,
can
I gave it to you.
also,
I gave you 3 points. Hold on.
Anthony, I
I
can
gave you
also
3 points.
rebuttal and let you know that that wasn't sufficient for my question.
No, that was
What
your opinion on
things?
what's sufficient. See, that's
I'm
your
sorry, what?
opinion.
I'm sorry,
That's
say
your
what?
opinion.
Yeah, just
See,
like it's your opinion.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you is this.
What?
When I gave you, one of the most important things I gave you was
No, I said 5. I said 5 things. That's it.
No, well, you said 3.
No, I
You
didn't.
gave me 3. You
No, I
did.
said 5.
Okay, but I gave you 3.
No,
Okay,
but I wanted 5 though. So
okay,
the 3 wasn't enough.
okay, so are you gonna let me give you the other 2?
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay,
ahead.
that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, I gave you my mind. I gave the compatibility. Okay, okay. Because that's what men look for, and I think
Well, is it?
when the issue is that you're stuck on a look, and I'm
No, I'm
saying,
not. I just told you I'm not. I said we
okay,
can put that on the table.
okay. So what men are looking for, like I said,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
a woman that can give them that she can give him her mind.
That's very broad, Anthony. That's
No,
why
it's
I'm
not. No,
asking.
no.
I
Again,
can't. It doesn't for
no,
me.
no. But again,
Hey
it's
Jeff, welcome, welcome. Hit the link if you so like.
yeah. But
Listen,
I'm
Anthony.
saying
Let
it's
me.
not about. It's not always about.
It is about. I'm
No, no,
asking.
no. Listen, what I'm saying. It's
I'm
not always.
listening.
See what you want it. You want it your way, and I'm saying
Yes, I do. What's
no,
wrong with
no,
that?
and it doesn't work like that.
Yes, it
That-
does.
No, it doesn't.
This is
It
my
doesn't.
channel, right?
No,
Like
no, no,
my
no,
topic, my
no.
channel.
No,
So I
but this is
asked
what
a
I'm saying.
question and I wanted an answer. I don't
No,
see why that's a bad thing.
no, because you. This is my point. You say you wanted this conversation with a man, okay? A
No,
man,
I said, come on up. I had a conversation with whomever, man or woman.
yeah. So
I'm not trying to. I want you to understand, Anthony. It's not a battle.
no,
An
it's not,
anymore.
and
I'm
that's what I'm trying to
trying
get you to
to.
understand.
Oh,
So
I already understand. I
right,
do
so
come for
you have
battle.
to accept that this is my point.
No, I don't though.
Okay, then
Anthony,
and
nobody
right,
has to accept anything. It
no,
doesn't
and
matter, man
then you
or
know
woman.
what?
Huh?
Right, but you know what though?
What?
And that's just the issue.
What's the
Wherever five,
issue?
hold on, let me finish. Wherever five
Okay,
points a man gives you, it's not going to resonate with you because that's
that's
not what you
not
want to hear.
true. I've had
No,
wonderful
no, it
conversations with
is
other
because
men.
that's not what
I
you
asked you
want
for
to hear.
5 things.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm
it.
trying to give them to you, and you keep cutting me off. Every time I start going there,
It's
you cut me
called a
off.
conversation. That's
Okay,
it. It's not
okay,
a.
right. So
Yes, I keep telling you what the stipulations here are. This, Anthony.
I'm saying,
I'm not
see, there
offended
you go
if you
again.
want to.
You're still not
Well,
letting
because
me
I'm
finish.
trying to explain something to you.
No, it's not. It's, again, you're still not
I,
letting me finish what you asked me.
you
That's
can't.
the problem.
What's the problem?
You're not letting me finish explain to you what you want me to explain.
Okay, well go.
That's the
Well, it sounds like
okay.
okay. Go ahead and answer.
Okay, so I'm saying I gave you three. The fourth thing will be great hygiene. Okay, that's the fourth thing.
That's a physical thing, though.
No, no, but these are things that men want.
They don't want anything else.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Okay,
Okay,
I mean,
what's the last one? Okay, go ahead.
okay. Now, the last thing would be the,
Mm-hmm.
the last thing would be see, and this idea of sexuality or sex
Yes.
again. This idea of sexuality and sex.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
men? Is that something that men want offhand, or
Yes.
is that just a stereotype? You see,
No, women want it offhand. I
right?
don't mind.
But
I'm comfortable in my
right,
sexuality. I can
right.
have that adult
Okay. Now,
conversation
so
with a
with the
person. So,
hygiene, with the hygiene, after the hygiene, yes, you want a woman.
but how soon are you going to know if that person is hygienic?
See, you won't let me finish. Every
Okay,
time I
go
start,
ahead. I can't
okay,
ask a question in
no,
between.
because you need to let me finish it, and that way we can get a better understanding.
All right.
Okay, so I'm saying, do men? Yes, a man wants a woman who knows how to have great loving skills, make know how to make love. But as a man, you got to understand how men think. We like stimulation mentally first. That's what women miss about men.
So
They
do
miss
men.
that.
Like men miss that too about women.
Okay, so I'm saying one of the most
We also need mental stimulation. That's what
right,
I'm asking you.
right. So yeah, so that I mean, so we can keep going down the list. So but my point is that yes, yeah, we want mental stimulation. That's why I said one of the first things I said was what a man likes a woman that he know that she can give him her mind.
What is the man giving in return? When we
He's
talk about his mind, what is he giving of his mind to the mate, to the woman in his life?
he's giving her the same thing.
So if I'm asking you to be able to articulate how you feel, if I want to sit and talk to you, if I want to get to know you, and you are unable to communicate, nor are you're not able to understand what the conversation
that's another
is,
problem.
that
That's another problem.
it's going to be a problem because
Let me tell you why that's a problem. Let me tell you why that's a problem.
men, we can't sit down and have a conversation.
No, let me tell you why that's a problem. Because when men open up and give you his real feeling,
Oh, stop.
hold on, listen,
No, Anthony. You about to use
listen,
that old trope.
No. Listen what I'm saying.
I'm
See,
listening.
I'm only going by my experience. See, you got to understand. I'm going by.
I'm not. I'm going by mine and others and
Yes,
what I
no. That's what I'm
read
saying.
and
That's what I'm saying.
what we learn.
Each guy is going to have a different experience.
Of course.
Okay, so I'm saying, in my experience, and opening up and showing feelings, etc. All these things that women say they want. You know what they tell me? Be honest with you. It's oh, you too nice.
Oh.
I go, what the?
Well, why don't you choose better?
No, but it's not about choosing.
So stop saying that to women then.
Okay, no. Hold on a second.
Because y'all tell us that quick.
Hold on a second.
Why aren't you?
If I'm going out with a lady, if me and her is going out on a date.
Hang on real quick. Pause real quick. Let's pause. No, before we what if it. Hold on. What I'm trying to get is this. You're answering it without answering it, which is cool. My thing is, what I'm trying to get at is exactly what you're talking about. You said, here's the thing so far you've given me. Somebody that's compatible. Well, that's a generalization. That is a general definition because, compatibility, again, subjective because what is, you like this, I like that. Fine. But I've asked you, let's put all of the nuance because we don't talk about nuance. Let's talk about what we hear, what our perspectives are, just like you just stated. In your perspective and what you have learned and in your experience in this life, knowing other people, watching TV or hearing about other stories or talking to other men and women, so on and so forth, it is that when a man opens up and shares his emotions with a woman, that automatically she looks at him in a weaker sense. However, there is no data, meaning there's not been a black man survey where black men done asked all black women these questions. We make assumptions, all of us do, and we have our biases. If you had a bad experience or you've seen someone have a bad experience with sharing their emotions and the woman uses against them, I'll agree with you all day that happens. Is that as frequent as we try to make it out to be?
Yeah, and let me tell you why I say yes it is.
Hold on, Anthony. If we find that so important and men find that so important, that is way more than being simplistic.
Okay.
Then you're just as complex a human being as women are. You need stimulation in these different parts of your mental so that you can find your compatibility part.
Oh, okay. This is my point, and this would I'm going by again. Women generally don't want a man that's emotional because that's what they say.
Who is they?
Okay, I'm women in general say that. But
okay, you're talking to a woman. Right, I'm about to give you an answer.
Okay, now
that is untrue. And I'm gonna tell you why. That's not just like black men don't want to be
statistically. If you do a stat, hold on. If you do a stat,
okay.
Let's do
a stat. Let's do it.
You go to 10 different black women and you say, would you prefer a man that's emotional or a man that's non-emotional? Most of them would say, I want a man that's non-emotional because they find emotions, like you stated.
Everyone has emotions, though, Anthony. It is how you deal with your emotions.
Okay, no. Here's my point. Here's the point. I'm emotional. I mean, I can be emotional on all levels.
Right.
I can be emotional when it comes to sex. I can be emotional when it comes to crying.
Exactly.
Okay, so but my point is this. What I'm trying to get you to look at this as men being simple. despite the fact as black men, we got distorted and wrong information coming up as young
Okay,
boys to
so what
teenagers.
let's get the new information out here and
Okay,
let's help fix some of these men who could be good mates for the women who do want to
okay,
get
but here's the point. Here's the point. In that case, two things have to happen before that does really happen. One of the things that those dudes who are not emotional, but are probably more overly so-called masculine, walk around with their chest sticking out, walk around that they can punch somebody in the mouth and all these things. Those men got to admit to these women, say that dude down the street,
but
that
even the quiet ones have to admit something, Anthony.
okay,
Like,
no, but I'm saying, but oh my, okay. Well, I'm saying that sometimes we have to admit what's good and what's bad, and a
but
lot of these,
we're clear
right,
on this is bad. Black
and a
men
lot of these
need
brothers
good
are
and
not
better
going to
information.
admit. Hold on,
How do you know that though?
some of
That's
these brothers
assuming
are
a
not
lot.
going to admit that the guy that they deem as soft, the guy that they seem as wimpy, because in our communities, being tough is such a big thing. They're not going to admit to these women that those guys are men too.
So why not create a space where they can do that?
Okay,
Because it
and
seems
and
like
now, and I
when
think those things are happening. I think that
where
oh, it's happening. I mean, it's happening. I talk to dudes all the time that are the opposite of me, and like I told you, most of the dudes I do know where I work and everything like that, a lot of them black men are married. These dudes are married.
okay, so that doesn't necessarily mean that
So
they're
so
happy.
no
And that's I
no
didn't
no,
hear this is
they're
what
pretty
I'm
happy.
saying, Anthony.
They're pretty happy. They're not coming to
You
work.
just said they settled.
No. But I'm saying again, you're doing exactly what I thought you would do. You took
Oh, what?
the
What?
you took the term settle and you took it as a negative.
But it
That's what
is
you
a
did.
negative,
It's
but it's
not a
also a
negative.
positive. It can also, it's subjective. It's just like
No.
any word in the description of a relationship. Some people could be like, I settled for this job, but this is my career job. But it's still paying my bills. It's still a positive. It's just
Okay.
not exactly what I want. So for you to say that I'm doing exactly what you thought I was going to do, I'm taking the word and looking at it from the many
Yeah. I don't
definitions
see that
that it
as
had.
subjective. No, I don't see that as being subjective. I
But it
don't.
is.
It's not. I don't see it as subjective because this despite nature and experience, you're gonna find some men less less emotional, and you're gonna find some that can be emotional, and because that's just how it goes.
But of course, Anthony, that's
Okay,
human beings, period. That's just
okay,
like some children are hyper and some are not. You got all the nuances. Okay, so we got that. My issue again is this. You gave me give your mind. Okay, so she needs to give up her mind to the man. She needs to have good hygiene. She needs to be compatible.
hmm
She also needs to, what was the last one? I can't remember. You said it was before that. No, actually, I think that's it. Like those
No,
are the four you
I,
gave me.
I gave you five. I gave you
You
five.
know, what's the fifth one?
I gave you five. We talked about sex.
Okay, wait. So hygiene, sex,
Hygiene, hygiene,
hygiene, and sex,
hygiene,
because you're not going to know that immediately.
but
These
no,
are
but
things,
listen to what I'm saying. Hygiene and great sex are two different things.
Anthony. Put that on the table. How are you going to know this
Um,
person is hygienic unless you're intimate with them? But you
okay,
shouldn't be intimate with them first. You should be looking for other qualities
okay,
in
that's not what I
having
said.
this
Right.
mental
Yeah.
conversation. So that's why I'm asking you, what are those? Let me be specific then. What is it that the mental things that men on these spaces are saying are necessary to be that picked wife, to be that chosen wife, to
Well,
be the one that
again,
they're going to stay and be faithful to and build a family with?
well, I gave that to you, and you don't want to accept it.
What you
The
mean? What
most
did you give
important
me?
thing. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. The the
That's
most
a totally
important.
different question.
No, the most important thing a woman can give to a man is her mind. I'm telling you, it's so deep. It's her mind.
I'm trying to go deeper. I'm trying to find out what in her mind do men want.
In her mind, her ability to communicate from
Okay,
a
that's okay. Now
okay,
that's
okay,
new.
okay,
Okay, let's
okay.
go
Listen to what I'm
next.
saying. When I say communicate, and then one of the most important things a woman can do with a man, she needs to listen.
Okay,
She don't have to be right
okay.
all the time.
That
She
goes into communication though.
right, but my point is that she don't have one of the most wise women I've ever met was a woman that didn't say nothing. That's deep.
No, it's not. That's
No,
very
yes, it is because
misogynistic
no. Listen what I'm saying.
because you have to
Because
say
she let her
something.
husband
How do I
believe.
become a communicator
Okay,
if
okay,
I'm
okay.
not
Listen,
talking? That what?
let me finish. She you didn't even let me finish it.
Yes, I did. You
No,
took a
you didn't. No,
pause.
you didn't. Let me tell you why I said what one of the most wisest thing a woman can do is listen, because
Uh-huh.
because she says this about her man. She says, "I'm going to let him think he's right."
That's not healthy.
No, that is healthy.
No, it's
Because
not.
let
Because
me
I'm
say why.
lying
Because
to you.
what
Because if
happens?
you
Oh,
are
hold on.
incorrect,
No. Because
if
what
you are
happens is
not
that.
making good choices,
Oh no.
I need
Listen what
to
I'm. No,
I
it's
need to be able
not
to
to
come to
me.
you and say
Shut
that.
up. No, listen what I'm saying. Because what happens with that is that when he realized that he's wrong, he's gonna go to her and say, "No, what,
That's not
sweetheart."
true though. That's
No,
not
listen
true
what
for
I'm. No,
every
it is true.
relationship.
It is true.
No, it's
It is
not.
true. It is. Let me tell you. Let me tell you who told me that. I met a couple years ago where I used to work at. They were
Hmm.
married. They were married for 65 years.
That's a long time.
And I said, wow, I said, how
Shit.
did I work that out?
65. Yeah, exactly. 65 hours. I got questions. But again, that
And, no,
obviously
let
because
me
there's
finish my
more
point. Let me
to
finish my
them.
point. Let me finish why she said what she said to me. She
Hmm.
said, I was together with my husband for 65 years. It
Yeah.
wasn't always cute. It wasn't always pretty. But one thing that we
Okay.
both learned to do was shut up and listen. She said, and that made our marriage go a long way.
Again, that's a generalization. We're talking
Okay.
about the
Okay.
deeper thought of if you are giving your mind to someone, there are certain characteristics that you are looking for in that person. For instance, I am looking for a man that has a sense of humor. I am looking at for a man who has securities and comfortable with discussing or dealing with their insecurities. I am looking for a man who has coping skills. I am looking for a man that has the ability to turn his emotions in the direction necessary during what's going on. So it's
All that
like,
comes
how
out.
can I say,
Right.
how can you say I'm giving my mind, but I'm not getting that in return? Because if that's the case, because you just said she can be vulnerable with the man, but if a man is vulnerable with her, then he's now the weaker of the two.
Okay.
So
Okay.
how would that even
Okay.
how does
Listen.
that work?
When I said the mind, that's why I said that mind is a powerful thing, and that encompasses a whole lot of stuff. The mind encompasses a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I gave you a couple of things about the mind, but that mind is powerful. That can encompass a whole lot of
Yes.
things.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
What
so
what we're
so
just
so
talking
that's
about
why I said
is
that's why I said the
specifics
most
though.
important thing that a woman can give is her mind, because that will
So
encompass
what
a
is it? But I
whole
don't
lot.
hear you saying, is it is it just as safe for a man to give his mind to his
Yes,
woman?
of course.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
don't. It's like when I asked you that before,
yeah,
it was like no, and I'm like, okay, but
yeah,
y'all have
because
to
you
do
keep
this
because
together.
you kind of like 1 minute you're over here, then you go back over here. So
No,
I'm
I'm in
trying
the
to,
same
no,
place.
I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to stay with you, because I mean,
Well, if you
because
need me to slow
because
down, then just say that.
because you sharp. You're a sharp lady. So I have to. I'm trying to keep up with you.
You
So
don't have to keep up with me. I don't have a problem with going, okay, if that's something you feel like I'm going one direction, then just say, hey, can we? I want to go deeper
Yeah,
into this
and I did
XYZ.
that. I
That's a
did that.
conversation. Now, well, I
Right.
know you did it, but it's
Yeah.
hard on these
Yeah.
streets for people to actually have that
Yeah.
decorum of communication where me jumping in or asking you a question is not a form of disrespect. It's a conversation. We watch it on Sports Center, we watch it on all types of stuff. But when we get on here, we act like, oh my God, if I don't finish everything I say to the period, it ain't gonna get completed, and that's not true because that's a conversation. It'll
Well,
lead
you
to
know
different
what? I mean,
things. I don't want to
I'm not,
argue. I want
no,
to
no,
have
no.
I want
Right.
to have a good conversation.
I'm not sure how you feel about some things about astrology.
Yes.
I, I'm a Sagittarius. Okay, I was born December the 8th, 1966. Okay, me and my father have similar personalities. My father didn't talk very much. I'm kind of, in some cases, I can be the same way at times. I can observe people. I kind of watch people in a sense. I try to see. I watch their body language and how they act sometimes. My dad was the same way. And one thing I learned in developing my own manhood and the manhood that I learned, I learned that I myself don't have to say everything either.
But
You
I
know,
mean, even if it's for those who do have to say everything, that's not a good or bad thing. It's not bad or good that whether you keep things or not, if you
Mhm.
feel you need to speak, then you speak. If you don't, then that's fine. I think again, where there's still this idealism that you should be seen and not heard, or you don't have to have a rebuttal for everything. If that is who I am as a person, that's just who I am as a
No, no,
person.
I'm not
And
saying you.
no,
No, I'm not saying
but
you.
I'm talking about me. And
Right,
just
right.
like you were talking about
Again,
yourself and your
right.
father, I'm
Yeah.
speaking to my own anecdotal experience, which is
Hmm.
this. I
Yeah.
am a person who likes to talk. Why else would I be on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what
What month were you
what
born
I
in?
think,
What month were you
huh?
born in? What month were you
April.
born? April. So you're
April.
Aries.
No.
You're Aries. You're not Aries. Okay, that's June.
No. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay, what?
No, no. I mean, Taurus is
Am
a
I
very
stubborn? Yes. Am I passionate?
yeah.
Yes. I am.
You're
Do I
passionate.
like?
I mean, there's
Right.
nothing
I'm
wrong with that.
passionate.
Yeah.
I am about life. I'm about my
Uh,
community. I am into nature, but I'm also into understanding how we work as human beings, how we are mentally. And let me
right.
tell
Yeah.
you something. I do not agree that men have this open-eyed look as far as what they really want. Because again, if you can't get in touch with your emotions or
Well,
you
that's
don't
your
have
opinion.
the ability, hold on,
Uh
pause real quick. It's
huh.
all opinions. It's
Mm,
all opinions, just like buttholes. They're all opinions. Now,
mm,
are there things within the opinions and theories that we have that we know to be factual out of that
mm,
information? Yes.
mm,
Yes. There is factual information that will say, one, there is an issue in the Black community. We
mm.
are
Oh yeah,
not in a
most
good
definitely.
place as far as stably in this country. We are not okay economically. We are
No,
having issues with the communication and role. It has trickled down just like the theory. It
yeah,
has gone, white men and white women have been fighting each other in this country for the rights to be equal and treated well for since they got here. That
right,
also trickled down to our communities because
right,
again, we can only imitate just like a child. You don't choose to come here. So you don't know who you are going to end up emulating or how they are going to impact your life.
right. And this is the thing.
I don't know what happened. That man just disappeared. You know what? All growing up, the majority of my girlfriends were Sagittarius. I got along really cool with those. Like them is cool. The women is shout out to the lady Sagittarius. But I'm an earth sign, so it's I'm about that life. I'm about my community, and I'm not It's not an argument. It's not me trying to boast or think I'm smarter or better, but I'm being me. This is who I am. This is my authentic self. I can be a lot. My mom used to call me gangbusters. That's what she called me all the time. That was me, you know. Um, and then, as I got older and people was like, "Oh, you're doing too much. You need to calm down." Blah blah blah. And it's just like, no, I have something to say. I'm gonna say it. If I have questions, I'm gonna ask you. You don't have to answer. Welcome back, sir.
No, no, I was just coming back to tell you. I was sorry about that. I was like, what happened to my phone? My
No,
phone
you
dropped.
good.
My
Yeah,
phone
you
dropped.
good.
But I'm just gonna get off this line right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna get off this line, sis. It was nice talking to you.
Yes, you too. You too. Thanks for coming up.
And I think I spoke to you before. I did. I
Yeah.
spoke. Yeah, I spoke to
Yeah.
you before, but this was a while ago. It was a while ago.
It's
Yeah.
been a minute. I haven't really. I've been focusing more on my business and trying to get everything
Mhm.
completely
And, and,
pushed as fast
and,
as can.
well, I want to say too. I was going to say this that we, you know, as a people in a, a country like America, I was just thinking about today. I was looking at a YouTube video there about the young brother down in Mississippi where they found his body was dismembered,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that was so gut wrenching. And there was one
Yep.
sister on there, and she was talking about it, and she had to stop for a little bit, and she said, "You all gotta help me through this." She said, "Y'all gotta help me through this." She put her head down,
Well,
and
because
she said,
we are not protecting each other as a
"Right,"
community. It is time
and
to
and
start
he
really
really,
looking out for one another.
and this
It's
the
not
point.
happening.
And when Ben Crump said when they gave him bits of his body, of his head and his spine, I was like, man, I said these barbarians are something else.
Well,
They are serious. They
well, here's the
serious.
thing. If they will do it to their own, I don't
Yeah,
understand how any person of color is
yeah.
surprised what they will do to us because we
Us-
know it's true. The same atrocities that they have done to us as people of color, those same atrocities have been done in Europe
yep. Yeah.
and they have been done all over the world. So
World.
we already know what the human ability can be. What I am promoting and pushing and will continue to talk about is
Hmm.
that there are ways for us to be proactive. I don't
Hmm.
believe that our the black community is done, that there's nothing that can happen. We can't fix
Right.
nothing, we can't change nothing, we can't teach nobody nothing, that we just all just wait till Jesus come back and then that's the end of it. No, I think
No.
that
No.
there should be real conversations. And like I said, as a person who ended up being a part-time mother, sister, partner, the whole nine, and watching my brother grow, watching my sister grow, working with other people's children,
Hmm.
that they are allowing me to spend 8 hours a day with them to educate them. And our children are suffering the most, even though we holler about that. But you
Hmm.
can't help the kids until we start helping these adults,
Yeah.
meaning weed them out. For those who don't want to, weed them out.
Mhm.
I believe in regimented community in the sense of I think everybody should just pick up a roll, pick up a shovel, pick up something. We need to build and protect our own. Give ourselves the legs. We talk about like when a kid start playing basketball. Oh, well, he got to get them legs. He got to get them legs. Well, there's a team around this young man. There's a coach.
Hmm.
There's the spot. There's the sports person. There's the computer guy who's doing the stats. There's so many people that go into it, but
Hmm.
yet and still we want to profess on these streets that we don't need each other to create something better. That it's all
Yeah,
individual.
that's
That's
crazy.
not
That's
true.
nonsense. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Some people I don't even talk to. Especially when they talking like that. I go, all right, I gotta go. I talk to you. What's your name again? I talk to you later. I keep it moving. I mean, I don't I don't even dialogue. With that type of foolishness, because that's what got us in the situation. That's partly why we still in the situation is that foolishness, stuff like that.
Well,
But
I mean, foolishness comes in every community. We are not this monolith that we're the only ones that act this way within our communities. The difference is that we are on the same stage as white folks, and that camera can be turned right back on us quicker than any other culture in this country. But the same things that are happening within our culture are happening in other people's cultures. Now, I'm thankful that I was able to see different cultures, understand different people just here in the United States. And so it brought me to the conclusion that here are the detrimental things. Here are the things that, how can I help better my community? Well, I knew I had to adjust to what do I do and how do I assist that is going to put me in two positions. One, the position of actually helping people, and two, the position of having a financial security, right? We cannot go, oh, well, Black people shouldn't want to make money off other Black people, yet and still we get up and we're all going to go to Walmart tomorrow without question because we need shit, because there's nothing to replace it. There's not a Black Mart because Black people would shop there. If it was good, it was clean, it had what the prices, it was available. If it offered the same thing, but we were taking care of people that look like us, our people would shop there. And so when I hear that argument, well, Black people won't do this and Black people won't, how are we shitting on the same community that we swear we want to
again? That's why I was saying to you, when people start talking like that to me, and Kenneth will tell you, I generally just shut them out. I go, okay, cool.
No, I don't. But see, here's the thing: I don't want to shut them out,
and I do it for a reason. Not because I really want to, but there's just certain time where I say, hey guys, the writing's on the wall with us. The writing's on the wall. The shit's on the wall now. So let's get.
But hasn't it always been on the wall?
I don't think it's always been on the wall, but I think now in this day and time, I think it's
just more in your face. That's what I think. I think you can't get away from it.
Right? It's like it's either you sink or you swim, and I, and that's the thing.
Because now you have to deal with it. We cannot closet ourselves off to just our home, to just our job, to just this one path of life. Because we are being affected, whether we want to tell the truth or not, by other people's choices. That's what the government is. That's what our city government is about. That's what our jobs we go to. Someone else is making decisions for us.
Right. And this is what I was talking about that the other day to a guy. I was going to work, and the guy we were talking, I was saying that I was talking about these reparations committees that's going around these states now. And I was looking at the situation that was happening in San Francisco. And I said, I said to myself, I said, if I was at that meeting that night and that idiot guy said what he said, I would have ran down there and beat his ass. I would have said,
what though? It proves my point. This is my theory. My theory is that Black people like this, who would refuse something for 250 years to give people the opportunity to grow within, where you think that money gonna go to? It's not like we can only take so much of it and save it, right? Because if you have bills, they said, what was it, 97,000 a year? Okay, so 97,000 a year. If on average the normal average supposedly income of Black men in this country is around 40 to 45,000, and I'm being loose because I really think it's closer to 25 to 30,000. So you mean to tell me that every Black man is gonna go buy tennis shoes and chicken and jewelry? No, that's a lie.
You know what? And
you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a good point.
But I do believe.
But you know what? Though,
Black people.
Podcast shows. On some of these podcast shows, I get that a lot. It's well, brother, you know, if we do that, we're gonna do nothing. I said, bro, look, I told him to do this. Right, but this is what I told him. I said, look, they grown folks. I said they grown folks, and I don't have time to hold people's hands. That's number one. But what I'm going to do is get with like-minded people like myself and other people with like mind. We're gonna say, hey, I got 150,000, you got 150,000. Let's go buy that whole block. Let's do that. You got it?
Well, that's what needs to happen. You
And
got
that's what
whole
I said,
cities.
but I can't speak for the guy that's gonna buy
Why
20
not?
cars.
Why not?
No, I was giving the guy the this
But
analogy.
I guess what I say to that, Anthony, is this: who cares? Because
Right,
that one
and
person
that's my point.
going
Right,
going to go buy that
right, exactly.
has
And
nothing
that's
to
my point.
do.
Right, right. I said I can't help it if he goes and buy 20
Yeah.
Cadillacs. That's
I'm
his
not
money.
gonna police him.
No,
I'm
exactly.
working on what we doing to make it better.
Better.
Why
Exactly.
are we? It's like, okay,
Yeah,
do rich
yeah.
and I put it this way: do rich people who happen to be of pale color, do
Mm-hmm.
they worry about the people who they call rednecks or
No, it sure don't. Sure don't.
the people up in West Virginia? Do
Sure
they
don't.
allow that to be well, I'm not gonna create
The
this
determining
because
factor.
everybody. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a way of excusing why we haven't done it. When I
Right.
hear that, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like, well, it can't be done, so you can't do it either.
Right. And this my other point before I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off this line.
Okay.
I was also discussing, we was talking about the reparation hearings in Los Angeles. That one was in San Francisco. At my point, my buddy asked me a favor because he's from California. He said, I was wondering, he said, I'm wondering why did they have the hearings on the East Coast first. I said, that's what I thought. I said, because
Too many people.
no, but listen what I said. What I said to, I said, Delaware, the state I'm in, was the last state to abolish slavery. We should have had those hearings here first, not California. I said, did you know that California didn't even have slavery to a point?
Well, let me ask you this question though.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that it's not, let me put it this way. My theory on why they didn't do it that way is this: you have 56% of Black people living in the East Coast and the South, right?
Mm-hmm.
56%. That's a lot of money. Now, you also are in the Bible Belt and the origination of the where all the settlers are. That's why there's so many Black people that live in these particular spaces. There's only like 12 to 15% of Black people that live on the West Coast. It may seem like California is like, oh, it's got a mecca of Black people, but it is not. It is a very
it doesn't. No.
small group
Mm-hmm.
who again were the larger minority because California and New York, they were the meccas, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at why, and this is again my theory as to why they turned that down, is because then I won't need you.
Mm-hmm.
See, you get rid of all of the grifting because the Black people who would be able to utilize that money to start a business, to buy up housing, to buy land, to change those particular things, then we start to take ourselves away because everybody's not going to do the same thing with their money. It's just like when my mother and I started looking at purchasing land. This was back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you heard about Black people in land, it was usually left to them in some way. Oh, my grandfather in the South had this, or so on and so forth. But as far as in the new 20th century and going, we're going to buy land and live on it.
Right.
For Black people, that has been a concept we've joked about. Where my 40 acres and a mule. But to be real, if we had been doing that, even with, if we did, if, but here we are now. You can purchase land online.
Mm-hmm.
You can purchase it for $100 and have you an acre.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in this time that you could purchase an acre of land for $99.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I utilize the different people who are doing things like that. For instance, the lady, her name is it's called Avalon Village. It's a Black lady. Created and started her foundation, created where 3 or 4 full blocks of this Detroit neighborhood that's off in the cut. She rebuilt it with volunteers and the assistance of the city and blah 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 blah. There's also different communities that are on the low that have been created. They call
Mhm.
them, co-ops for moms,
Right,
where
right.
it's all single mothers raising their
Mhm.
kids together. So the concept still keeps popping that you need a village. So all
Mhm.
this individualism within the Black community isn't helping us. We
No,
can see that that isn't natural.
no, yeah,
So I
no.
know you said you were going to go. I appreciate you coming and
Yeah,
staying
yeah.
and
And thank
hanging
you, sis.
out.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sis. And hopefully we'll talk again. Hopefully.
Hey, bring your friends. I really would love to have these conversations with other Black men. It's not so much as, oh, I'm so pressed or I pander, nothing like that. I'm dealing with Black men. I have nephews. I want
Mhm,
to know what this is going to look like in the
mhm,
next 10, 15 years. What are we planning to do to make it better? Or are we just still going to be here or
mhm.
in different spaces talking about what the problem is?
Yeah, exactly,
Uh,
exactly, and
yeah.
that's and like I say that young people are out there doing it. That's they're out there
But
doing
we
things.
need more.
Yeah, matter of fact, there's a site I go on my Facebook. It's called Tech something. And it got all these young Black children and teenagers that are in technology.
Well, again, it wasn't young Black kids who built it. It was
It-
probably older Black people who invested, made something to help create, so the young Black people have that.
yeah,
We have to take care of everybody from the
and
elders
and, and,
to the
and
kids.
right, and they on there, they tearing it up. They getting degree. They at 18 and 17 years old, they getting scholarships to go to Harvard and the technology. I'm like, well, that's good because they can be they can become entrepreneurs from that. You
Well, you
see.
can become an entrepreneur. You don't have to go to
No,
Harvard
yeah,
or
yeah,
Yale. You
yeah,
can.
most definitely, yeah,
No, I'm not saying it in a negative. What I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah,
is that we have
yeah,
so many different pathways,
right,
and us as a community, if we continue to show that, but it has to be. We have such a large negative opposition that's loud. We
hmm
need just as much positivity on the other side of it that is loud.
right, right,
People say, "Oh, you can't fight fire with fire." What the hell are you talking about? I'm not fire. I'm a human being.
right, exactly,
And
yeah,
if what I'm saying makes sense and we know we can prove it, then I
hmm
need to say something in opposition so that all of us from this community don't believe that it's always the same thing
hmm
with every single person. And that's why, it's not that I'm trying to be a saint or anything like that. It's just I've always cared about my community and I want to see change.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah. So I say good night to you, sir.
okay,
I'll be doing it more often. I am now I got some more free time, so I'll be dropping in and out of here, and you're more than welcome.
okay, all right then.
Next time, bring a friend.
Well, you was talking to a friend of mine. I was talking to a guy that
Oh
Ken,
yeah, Kenneth.
Ken,
I've talked to Kenneth before. We've had different
yeah,
conversations
yeah,
on,
he's a
you
good
know what I'm
dude.
saying,
Yeah,
on the panels. Like I said, I'm not afraid to talk to men.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
a lot of times I get men are afraid to talk to me because they think I'm gonna be one way, and I'm not. Give me an opportunity. If you don't like my personality, by all means,
hmm
you don't have to come back.
right,
I ain't gonna talk about you. I ain't gonna make a video about you. It's so silly to
mm-hmm,
me. Like, okay. So yeah,
mm-hmm.
you have a great night. And again, thanks for coming.
Yep, all right then.
All right now. Bye bye. I just like having a good discussion. Bougie, you my girl. You just being here hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Right. Best believe 97. So what he was talking about was this. So if you didn't know, San Francisco and the NAACP, so the city of San Francisco, this other group of Black people who got together and put a proposal. This isn't even finalization, just a proposal to offer the Black people of San Francisco reparations, paying them $5 million. People, ancestors of slavery in that area. The total was $5 million, and to pay this money to people of color for 250 years. 250 years
as well as homes and things like that were available to price them for $1. So it's a 2-in-1. So you would get a lump sum of money. You'd be able to buy you a house for $1. Now you got money in the bank. And they turned it down. The NAACP said no. Isn't that aren't they called the advancement of black people that don't want to advance nobody? What is this? What is these shenanigans? Yeah, he is usually in the chat, but I've bougie out. Me and Kenneth have talked before on a few other panels, but yeah, man, I think that stuff is crazy to me. Like, so we just gonna keep saying how black people ain't, but we're not going to come up with the solutions. Oh my God, thank you, bougie. You have no idea. I don't care how many people come in here. 1, 2, 3. I don't care. I just enjoy having good conversation. And thank you so much. I'm trying to live in my purpose. And it's hard for anybody to do it. I don't think I'm any different in that sense. But I want to see it come to fruition because it's like I can't look away. I've never been able to look away. But I've been squelched and told, oh no, that's not, you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about it. That ain't your job to worry about it. You a girl. You a girl. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, we've been on here for 2 hours because I can run my mouth. Let me see. I want to see this. Can I do this? I don't know. But I would really like to see better options. And get this. So I'm gonna go back to this. This is really cool. I'm glad he brought that up. Hold on. This is great. I think I'm gonna have this conversation tomorrow. Or Sunday. I might do a Sunday. Yeah. I might channel hop tomorrow night, but it all depends how I'm feeling. But I definitely want to talk about that. Like I've heard, right? What kind of advancement is this? $97,000. Allowing people to buy homes for $1. A cultural center. All the things we swear we want. Wouldn't that build a community, like instant community? And that money is going to flush into black hands. We're going to help out other black people. We're going to start businesses. We're going to do the things that we'd always talked about. Like, girl, if I hit the lottery, all I need is $50,000. We say these things. And it's like, here's an opportunity, sir. And that money, child, offer me $97,000 a year and watch what I tell you what I do with it. I will tell you right now, I already got a plan for any amount of money I get. Right. How are you shitting on the same community you swear you want to help? The kids ain't shit. The women ain't shit. The men ain't shit. Like, damn. So what should we do? Nothing. Just lay down. Be quiet. Make my money on YouTube. Tell people hit the cash app. I told you, bougie, I'm on it now. I am on it. I don't even care. I'm not holding back. I'm tired. I'm tired of hypocrisy. I'm tired of the silliness. I'm tired of the what is we talking about? I'm just trying to raise this money. I have a goal. I'm pushing. And like I said, let me put this on this link. I'm going to jump into this. If you catch the replay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in. We still hanging strong. Let me switch up banners real quick. I want to really talk about chocolateearthfoundation.org. You can go check us out if you're a person that likes to color, adult or children. Come on through right now. They're $1.99 for the ebooks and honey, and $4.99 for the actual printed book. So that money goes toward Chocolate Earth and what we're trying to do. I'm pushing and grinding, trying to get these greenhouses up so we can start harvesting. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm for real. I'm gonna tell you something, bougie. I have a plan for every level of money. If I'm able to scrape up this amount, this is what I'll do with it. If I'm able to scrape up that amount, this is what I'll do. So let me see. It's only 11. It's only 11. It feels so much later. But anyway, I mean, $97, 97,000. Let me pull this up. We're gonna find this article. I want to talk about this for a second. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hold it. Here's a wall. Here's a wall somebody hit. He need to be punched in the head. Child, please. And I believe you. And I appreciate it. And that's, see, for me, it's like I want to stay in touch with the people that once we get things rolling, we can let me put some money in your pocket and change the world at the same time. It can happen. Little old me in the corner with bougie helping me and everybody else being supportive, my family. I want to thank my family. I'm just playing. Let me stop playing. Let me see. San Francisco. Oh boy. Let me tell you. I'm trying to spend the rest of the other half of my life, doing something that matters to me. And that matters to other people. And hopefully to inspire other people to do more once. I'm dust. Okay, so we're gonna look this up. San Francisco. I want you to see this. I don't know if you've seen it. Even though, first off, I can't spell it. I need help. Space. Let me see. Reparations. I'm up here. I am San Francisco. San Francisco. Okay. Okay, so a day ago, we're gonna pull up this PBS org, PBS article, fair use, fair use. I'm gonna give your mama some shoes, fair use, fair use. Girl, you good. What kind of ice cream when you come back, bougie? Tell me what kind of ice cream. I like ice cream. Let me see. Hold on. Let me share this screen real quick. Let's see this. No, thank you, PBS. I don't know why my words keep doing this. Like they make them super dark. But I just read it if you can't see. San Francisco. What happened? Oh, I think my interwebs is slow. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. It's tripping, y'all. This inner the webs. Okay, so it's not aware. Let me make sure I'm up here. Okay, good. San Francisco backed the San Francisco advisors have backed the idea of paying reparations to Black people. But whether members will agree to lump sum payments of $5 million to every eligible person or to any of the more than 100 other recommendations made by an advisory committee won't be known until later this year. So the Black migration to San Francisco soared in the 1940s because of the shipyard work, something new. I didn't know that. but racially restrictive, so on and so forth. So here is today, fewer than 6% of San Francisco residents are Black, yet they make up nearly 40% of the city's homelessness population. But we don't need help though, right? We don't need to create none for us. Everything's okay. Everything's all right. So this was the part. So it's the 5 million per person payout, guaranteed income of at least 97,000 a year for 250 years. Personal debt elimination and converting public houses into condos to sell for $1. How is this a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? Oh, not the butter pecan. That sounds bomb. With some ghetto cookies. With the big Duplos. Well, anyway, I am probably going to end early tonight. It's 11:09. It might get spicier later. Maybe I'll pop back on. But I really wanted to kind of talk about that, get it off my chest, and how interesting that two men, jumped into the I was going to say the bullpen. Shout out to my brother. Well, I guess technically I could call that because I'm a Taurus, so maybe I should call it that. But anyway, so I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm gonna get me something to eat. You making me want something to eat, talking about that ice cream. I appreciate everyone who stopped by, who chatted it up. Please like, share, reach out if you feel so desire. Please go and check out chocolateearthfoundation.org. We do have PayPal and GoFundMe. I'll add my Cash App on there. And also too, you could just buy some coloring books as well, or Easter's coming up, so put it together for a basket, and or you can get the coloring pages. So just check it out, chocolateearthfoundation.org, and if you're interested. But again, I appreciate everybody that came through. I want to wish my lovely guests, the chat. Thank y'all so much for being respectful and having great points. Oh, you just go to my website here. I'm gonna put it in here. I put it in the chat. Hold on. Let me see. It's hot in here. Hold on. I'm tripping. Okay, hold on. Yeah, here we go. Bam, save. All right, so let me go into these comments here. There you go. Check it out. I have everything on there. It talks about me, what we're trying to do. The investors videos are on the front page. I try to make it very simple. If you have any questions for me, you can reach, my information is on the website as well. But I'm going to bid a good night and adieu. We did 2 hours. Yes, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah, I can make it about that. Let's do that on Sunday. That sounds good. Well, I'll get into it. I'll be happy to. So, yeah, y'all have a good night. Again, Bougie, thank you so much. Much love to everybody that came in, all my watchers and commenters, naysayers and haysayers. So, y'all have a blessed and great night.